And so as clergy, you have to give that some attention. And as layfolk, you have to give it some attention as well. But for layfolk, if you make the decision, what layfolk can do is take an action to support your pastors who do this. And secondly, you can take an action to say you can use these facilities to do it. Now, both of those are in violation of the Book of Discipline. However, if they come at you as layfolk, what can they do to you? They may say some harsh words at you and criticize you for you just violated the Book of Discipline. Why don't you look at the Book of Discipline and cite some paragraphs back to them? You get what I'm saying? Just get acquainted with what's in the Book of Discipline and use it against them and say, well, are you upholding this section of the Book of Discipline? It's amazing when the letter came out from the Council of Bishops, some people were concerned as to whether or not I knew that there were possibility of charges. And I said, you gotta be kidding. Gotta be kidding. I'm one of the bishops who is a student of the Book of Discipline. If there's anyone who knows possible consequences, I would know that. So I didn't need a letter from my colleague bishop to tell me that. I know that. Okay, yes.
Betty Gibbs Curry from Travis Park in San Antonio.
Travis Park.
Reverend Bill McElvaney's announcement a few weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
The entire pastor would do weddings. And so that got me kind of excited that this might be part of a movement that would grow with support of people like this. And I'm wondering if you're hearing about that.
Not only am I hearing about it, I'll be speaking at North Haven the middle of next month. I'll be there with them and affirming what he has decided to do and encouraging that congregation to do the right thing. All right. I think time is running out, but go ahead.
I'm Karen Beck. I'm pastor of the Methodist Church in Smithville, so I just kind of left my people.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's the first step.
Number one, it's a privilege to be here. Number two, I want to say thanks to the MFSA for amazing work you all have been doing for a number of years. I'm here today coming off also on the heels of a called session of our conference yesterday. It started out with a message from our Bishop North, and it started out with talking about listening to the Spirit and being led by the Spirit. But then when we come back from lunch after being sort of stuck in the mud as they were talking about it, all of a sudden we went from the Spirit to we have to be out of this place by 5. And so you mentioned a moment ago about until there is freedom of speech. And the reason for this called session was people were able to have 3 minutes to speak, but there were no, we also voted on that there would be no limit to the number of speeches for or against something. But after lunch when we came back, and it was 2 o'clock, and we still hadn't dealt with the second half of the manual, which we had said we were going to do. Suddenly, one of our retired pastors stood up and made the motion that we just shut it all down. And that was it. End of discussion, end of conversation. Here it is, vote on it. Now, I want to say, I think our unification group, which basically this was for all about the unification of Southwest Texas and the Rio Grande Conference. And I think they've done an amazing job. And I don't have an issue that I didn't get to stand and speak about. But that's just the point, though. I left thinking we were going to be you go to conference thinking, I pray we are led by the Spirit. And I know God works in spite of us. But I left yesterday very, very discouraged once again. Because we work on the clock and our own agendas. And we just voted for that thing because everybody just wanted to go home. And that's the way our conference is anymore. This has got to start at our annual conference. We talk about general conference, and that's where it will be changed. But, you know, and some of the folks have been doing a great job at working toward that. And God is working on me to have patience. But, so any wisdom you can give us, because our annual conference sessions are so cut and dry that if anybody anymore, I mean, people don't even go to a microphone anymore because they will be shut down if they bring up anything that might be controversial. Yeah. Because that will take time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're right. You're right. And the annual conference is the basic unit, the basic unit of the church, really, because that's where clergy members are taken in, and that's the home place for clergy and all of that. But it means that you have to claim that and make it yours. And as you say, be patient, but at the same time, you're going to have to call some of these kind of tactics into question and make sure that you have time to have free expression. But that is not easy. And I can say that even as I think about what's happening in my own council of bishops, because we have yet to have a good discussion on the issue, which is the role and place of LGBTQ people in the life of our church. When they were dealing with me, it was around the law, you know, undermining the ministry of another bishop and performing the same gender wedding, but never talking about the person. I'll have my day in the process, and I'll just have to wait my opportune time to raise the question. When are our colleague bishops going to be in ministry to and with LGBTQ persons? I'm just waiting. Yes?
United Methodist women have been at the forefront of social issues.
That's right.
Forever.
Right.
I know that you just received an award at Scared Bennett.
Yes.
For being you.
Right.
And there are some things that can be done in the local congregations. At St. John, I hope it's okay to say all this. At St. John's United Methodist Church, our unit of United Methodist women, who number over 100, have voted unanimously, almost unanimously, there is about 1% not voting, to become a reconciling ministries network member.
Wow.
And I think we were the first in the country, and I'm hoping that others will join us.
Good, good. You know, throughout my whole ministry, I have recognized the importance of United Methodist women in these kind of issues. And there is no issue, not a single issue that comes up that they are not on the forefront of. And that's United Methodist women. And if it weren't for United Methodist women, our church would be dead in the water. Really, seriously. You know, it is they who has kept us alive when it comes to being a relevant witness in the social issue realm. And so I think, oh, do we have other? Okay.
Thank you so much, Bishop. We're so blessed. Thank you all for coming, and if you'd like to stay and put away chairs and tables, you're welcome. And you can probably come up here and grab the bishop if you have a personal comment. Thank you again for coming. Bye-bye.